Today I am going to transform this piece from ordinary and bland to gorgeous and French shabby chic beautiful using some fabulous paint techniques. I picked this piece up at the antique store that we always go to. It was, I believe, $15. I've had it for a very long time now, so I do forget. Definitely no more than 20. Solid cherry wood nightstand, absolutely gorgeous.
This piece has fabulous details, but they are absolutely lost on this flat toned look. You can't even tell from this distance what those wood appliques are on there. You can't see the detail, you can't see the beauty, but we are going to change that with a paint technique that is layering. I am going to put a few different layers of a few different things on this nightstand, and by doing that, I am going to achieve an old world French country, gorgeous, gorgeous custom paint finish that not only showcases all of the details of this piece, but also looks very beautiful and high-end in my home. And the best part is, this is fabulous creative homemaking, and it was all done on a budget using thrifted finds that I can transform into exactly what I want. So I'm actually just going to clean the piece up. I like to use my crud cutter that takes all of the grime off and it removes the shine. And then I'm going to use my Sticks primer. I'm going to apply a nice coat of this onto the entire nightstand. I'm only going to apply one coat because I am actually not going for coverage. I'm using the primer to simply make the paint stick better on the piece. So one good coat on it, and then I can show you this luscious, delicious, beautiful paint color I have. When you're priming and painting the piece, make sure you hit all of the areas that will be seen. I did all of the underneath on the legs, and I also did the entire back. I don't want the back to be completely different from the rest of the piece, so I am going to paint it all, even though it's against the wall.
Coat on everything. Now we let it dry.
Color is Colonial Blue by Benjamin Moore. I initially bought this paint to do my kitchen cabinets in, but at the last minute I decided it was way too light and I went with a darker tone. So I have this entire quart of Colonial Blue, and that is the base color that I am going to get on this beautiful cabinet. I'm going to give it 2 coats, but I am going to let it dry thoroughly in between the coats. If you don't do that and you apply a coat too soon, you can actually pull the paint from the first coat off and it just makes a mess. And then you're doing twice the work for nothing. So always let it dry really good in between.
While this is drying, let me explain my vision. I don't like the blue just as it is. I think it's very boring and flat and very one-dimensional. I want to bring life and character to this piece, so I'm going to do that by adding a couple more layers to this piece. Once the second coat is dry, I'm actually going to go over the entire piece with a whitewash paint, but even that is not going to be layered and textured enough for me. It's still going to be too blue, and I don't envision it as a blue. I envision it with a little bit of moodiness to it, and I'm going to achieve that moodiness by adding some dark wax to the piece, and that is going to be all of the difference, I can tell you that. That's how I'm going to build this piece up. Once this is dry, the next step will be the whitewash. When that is dry, I am going to add that dark wax where I want it. And then when that's dry, the final step, I'm gonna go in with some gold rub and buff, and I am actually going to hit details and pieces and areas on this entire piece that I want the gold to be. And I think all of those layers in combination with each other is going to give me one heck of an amazing finish when we are done. It is going to scream French country. It is going to scream old world charm. I'm going to also clean up that hardware using that boiling technique. I found a technique. I have a video of it. I will put it up there. And oh my lord, it comes out so beautiful, but not too beautiful, not too new, and not too clean, because you still need to have character. If you're adding paint character to a piece, you don't want the hardware to be shiny and new. You know what I mean? So you got to keep all of that in mind, which I'm doing, and I think this piece is going to be fabulous. Just going to let this dry and we'll move on to the whitewash.
For the whitewash, I am going to use right off the shelf Krylon whitewash paint. You get it right out of the big box store. I'm going to brush the whitewash on, and then I'm going to use paper towel. You could also use a rag, and I'm going to dab some of it off, leaving it collected in the corners and on the lines and seams of the piece, if you will. You can control how much you leave and how much you take off, and this is what starts to give it that distressed old world patina. This is what takes that newness out of that blue paint and brings it to another level. This is not a new piece. I don't want it to look like a new piece. I want it to reflect its age in a very tasteful and respectful manner, and I think the act of layering different products on your piece to achieve that just gives you more control than anything out there.
Your silver line, one of a kind, you and me.
If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Shawn, and here I share my passion for creating beauty in the mundane through creative homemaking, thrifting, and a whole lot of DIYing. If you enjoy videos that showcase things like decorating ideas, recipes, thrifting, all on a budget, then this is the place for you. I'd love for you to consider subscribing to my channel. It's completely free, and that way you'll never miss a video. Caught me right in the middle of a whole house makeover as I systematically change every single thing in my home, one thrifted find at a time, and all on pocket change.
And if you fall, I will catch you.
Everything is dried, and I'm going to apply the wax to the piece now. I'm going to use my brush, and I'm going to kind of splooch it on, thick in some areas, thin in another. I'm also going to use my water mister and spray the piece, and also spray the wax as I need it. That makes it movable, it makes it slide much easier, and gives you so much more control over it. First, I use a rag to take up some of the excess that I don't want on there, and then I'm going to go in with a dry brush and manipulate it exactly as I want it on the piece.
When it rains, let me keep parts of you. Hand in hand is how we sleep every night. And I will watch you, breath after breath, hold on. So beautiful, we will dance away. From a distance, I can, so beautiful. I can hear you within the silence.
Now I am just going to take some antique gold rub and buff and I am going to add it to the piece here and there where I think it needs it. Not only is this going to really highlight all of the beautiful details and embellishments on the piece, but it's also going to up the French provincial vibe that it now has. I made a last-minute decision to add one of my IOD floral transfers to the top, and I really think that that takes the French ambiance to the next level, and I think we're done. I think it's perfect. You can still see every single layer I added to this piece, and that's what gives it its old world charm. So far, I think the vibe of my bedroom is coming along beautifully, and I am super excited to do some more. Here's a sneak peek at some upcoming project that I have waiting. Which one is next? Subscribe to find out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, friends.